Alright, hello. It's my Thursday paint with at Immortals Inc. The setup's a little different, so we're kind of in the middle of a lot of things. I didn't really get a chance to make sure my lighting and camera was okay, so I gotta tweak that. Let's see. That looks good. Alright, so I'm starting a new project today. Yay! I finished that Necromancer last week from Reaper Miniatures. This is now the Genestealer Cult's Patriarch from Warhammer 40k. It's one of my personal models. I've got a Tyranids and Genestealer Cult's army, so I'll actually get something painted. Alright. I've got an interesting scheme going on for these guys. Hello. I'm doing browns, pinks, and greens. I have only got one test model done, so a lot of this is a big experiment for me. I gotta sort my brushes. It's been one of those days, weeks, mornings. Everything's kind of out of control. Okay. So first, I've got to start, thanks. I gotta start applying my base coats. I prime a lot of my minis in this bone color by Army Painter, because it's a good medium tone color that you can really cover anything over with. So, my first base coat color is going to be XV88 by Games Workshop. Thank you. I'm a little nervous just because I really don't know what I'm doing. This is all going to be quite a large experiment. I just had to buy this while I was here because my other one was all chunky. I didn't want you guys to see my chunky paint. Alright, let's get started. The colors I'm going to be using this XV88 in is the outer carapace colors, like his legs, arms. I might make this a different color, and then the spikes, and anything that can be used as like a weapon or of sorts, I've been painting in Screamer Pink. That's a neat combination. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and cover these inner parts. Those will be painted a lighter color later on. But I just want to get good coverage overall right now. So I'll be base coating this guy for quite a while. Hopefully I can get it done pretty fast. This color has great coverage. Yeah, he's actually a, what is he? He's like the leader of sorts. He does a lot of psychic powers, and he's pretty nasty in melee combat. Whenever I play with my Brood Lords and Patriarchs, they kick butt. I wish it wasn't fully assembled. I don't know why I did this to myself. Oh well. See? So I'm gonna try and get this base coat down as quickly as I can, because base coating is boring. I was thinking about base coating him all before I started the stream, but I decided to just start from scratch with him. So hopefully we can get all this done this stream and then start doing some details for next week. Next week is pretty cool because I have the day off of work to go to a concert, and I will be streaming later on. So instead of streaming until 2, I think I'll be streaming until 3 or 3:30. So we'll get a lot of work done then. Alright, about halfway done. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do this part of the carapace brown too, because then this inside vent will be the lighter color, and this will be the pink. So I think that's what I'll do. So, I know my color scheme is a little strange for Tyranids, but I like it. I'm just gonna do one coat and then move on to another color. And while this coat dries, I'm gonna probably do another coat later on. Maybe off stream, so you guys don't have to see me do it twice. We'll see how far I get today. He looks like mustard. I go in and I highlight this color. I'm thinking about shading it in a deep purple to really add some dimension to it and make it look real, you know, alien-like, instead of just doing a darker brown, because then he'll really start to look like mustard. And then highlighting it in, you know, off-white bone colors. Always remember to get all the angles done. I'm really good at forgetting to rotate my model and just completely miss a huge spot. think his tail and his chest are the last pieces left. If you go on my page, oh, hello, thank you. If you go on my page, you'll see my first test models done of this scheme. They're the little Genestealer Colts Familiars. I posted them like yesterday, so kind of get an idea of what I'm going for. Thanks, I can't wait either, because I'm pretty excited for this one. Been wanting to paint this dude for a long time. Almost done with my base coat. I think we just got his head here and this last arm. Or first coat of the base coat, at least. I'll be a little neater the second time around. Alright, thanks. So, there's the first coat of XV88. You can see he's looking like mustard. Alright. Now I think I'm gonna start filling in the Screamer pink so you guys can see what it is that I'm going for. Don't want it to pool in his eyes here. This is Screamer Pink by Games Workshop. I'm not going to thin it out too much since it's a base coat. Just a little bit. So here, I'm going to do it to all, basically anything that is spiky. It is pink. One thing I'm struggling with is figuring out what color his brain is going to be. Because they have glowing green eyes, pink weapons and spiky bits. I might try and make it real, I might try and make it green to match the eye color. That might look cool. We'll see. That's why I'm going to do it last, because I'm really undecided on that. I'm not using any fancy brushes to do this either. I do all my base coating with my cheap craft store brushes because they sure get a beating. It is Warhammer. What are you talking about? Or does the title of the YouTube stream say it's Warhammer? It's done that before. I don't know how to change it. I just come here and paint. You can really start seeing the pink outstanding against the brown now of my mustard Tyranids. They are high fleet mustard, I guess. Let me know if the audio's okay. Sometimes I talk a little quiet. You know, no one said that they can't hear anything yet, so I assume that's a good thing. We changed the setup, so everything's in a different place now. Alright, thank you. So after I'm going with this pink, I think I'm going to start filling in these little spots here. I don't know what they're called. So if anyone can help me out, that would be great. Also, if someone can help me pick out which chapter the Space Marine is from, that'd be wonderful. You guys can pick that. I think that's all the spikes. Spiky spikes. Alright. So, The color that I'm going in with the Ungor Flesh is Ungor Flesh. I think that's what I did on my other ones. I think I'm gonna do something lighter actually. So I want it to stand out more. I'm gonna go in with Iron Rack Skin from Games Workshop. We'll see how it works. I don't know how I feel about it yet, because I haven't done it. I'm really tempted to go in there. Yeah, that's way lighter than I want. Or, it's lighter and that's what I wanted. Although it's pooling a lot. It's just a paint pot. I use blue sticky tack. It helps. I don't have any of the fancy holders for it. Yep, just blue sticky tack. This color is very similar to the primer color, but it's different enough for you to see the difference. I'm gonna ignore the sewer pipe that he's standing on for now. I'll just get around to that once he's basically done. No, it's not. I was gonna paint it. Oh, yeah, it's a nice, it's a really nice, easy way. Just buy a pack of sticky tack. I've had the same pack of sticky tack for a year and a half now, so it lasts a long time and it holds really well. I know some people like to pin their models, especially when they're in sub-assemblies, and they stick them into a piece of cork. It's another way. But yeah, I was gonna make the Space Marine head salamanders, because my boyfriend is starting a salamanders army. I figured that would make him happy. But I don't want to use the bright green. So, trying to think of one that would complement the piece well. And I don't know Space Marines that well, so I need help with that. There's so many of these little areas that they're so easy to miss. I'm really excited to add some violet into this. Seems like I add violet into everything. I'm sorry, guys. I have a problem. Oh no, there's a big pool right there I don't like. Get that out of there. What colors are those? I have never heard of either of those. Like I said. Alright, I think I got most of these areas that I wanted. It's just the first coat, base coat, so I'm not too worried about being perfect right now. I just want to lay out my colors. Oh. Something black would be cool. Maybe I'll go with that. So the eyes are gonna, I'm gonna make them, they're gonna be a moot green, or a warpstone glow, I mean. I'm thinking about making the brain the same color. I think that would look kind of cool because they're so close together, you know? It's gonna be really colorful. That's okay. Let's do it. Let's not start with warpstone glow though. We can start with Cabalite and then bring it up. It's funny, I was really worried about painting this guy today because I was like, I have no idea what I'm gonna paint him. I was lost. So if something doesn't look good, it's because I have no idea what I'm doing right now. I don't like it. No. Maybe blue. Like a psychic blue color. Because green's not a very psychic color. Yeah. I'll do blue. I don't want to make it brain colored, like, you know, pink, because I got all this other pink going on. Yeah. You're right. Normally when I'm at home I've got a color wheel right in front of me. I'm really much better at making decisions. I gotta have one when I come here to paint. I think it would help a lot. A travel color wheel. Let's get some of this green out of here. That was a fail. And it's not all gonna be this color. I'm gonna bring it up to, like, you know, a shiny, fleshy looking white color. So it may look a little too bold now, but I don't plan on leaving it like that. Yeah, wow, it's only been a half hour. Okay. Maybe I will do the second round of the base coat then today. And maybe I'll just give this one blue eyes instead of green like my other guys. Just to see how that looks. I don't feel like getting another brush out. Yeah. So, this is where we're at. I'm thinking about having this blue go down his back too, these back vents, and then leave the ones for the arms that white color. This is a special character. I want him to look special. I promise I'm normally not this indecisive. I'm much better at painting fantasy for some reason. Whenever I'm painting sci-fi based stuff, I choke on everything. We have a two-tone red and blue. Maybe the brazen claws. That would be cool. Oh, sorry, he's completely off camera. I like that. I think it adds to him, and I'm also going to add it onto his tail, and then his limbs will stay. This. I want him to be radiating blue and pink. Okay. So I think I got what I want. Basically. I think that looks cool. We'll go with it until I change my mind later. Maybe I will get that pipe painted just to get an idea of everything else I've got going on. Switch my water. I think I brought Leadbelcher to do that with. Or start it with, at least. My Leadbelcher is kind of gone. It's really gross looking. So I switched to dropper bottles, kiddos. Yeah, they're driving me insane. As you probably saw, I started my switch over, but I still got a lot of regular pots right now. I just ordered more bottles and more agitators. I think I'll have to make another order and then they'll be completely changed over. I'm just painting this all silver right now. I'll probably end up making this a brass or a bronze color later on. But I wanted to get that dark silver base. Oh, there's another Space Marine head here too we gotta figure out. I'll make that one the Salamander one, because that's gotta happen. So that just added a little bit more, shine to it. And then I'm going to go back and start doing my second base coat now of the XV88, except I'm going to be a little neater this time. So I've got I need a new batch of cheap brushes. These ones have been beaten. So hopefully this doesn't take me too long. Trying to avoid the blue, but I'm not worried that much because I'm still going to go in there again. Hello! Yep, today I'm painting the Genestealer Cult's Patriarch. I just started him this stream, so he will be on a couple more streams until he is complete. It'll probably be at least 3 streams, I would say. Oh, cool. I know how to play, I know my army, but I much prefer just to sit here and paint over any of the other nonsense. So, I'll paint any model you give me. What's her Twitch name? I follow lots of painters. Oh, it's very, very relaxing. I look forward to painting whenever I can. Oh, I don't think I follow her. Maybe I'll look her up. I just finished painting a small batch of Deathwatch a few weeks ago for a commission. It was, we painted some Terminators and some Bikers. Instead of black, the client likes them to be in a really dark gray. It looked really nice. starting to lose track of where I double coated and where I didn't double coat. Like I said, this color has great coverage, but the longer I painted, my paint was starting to get thinner, so some spots need to be touched up. But it really looks a lot stronger after this double coat. You can see a big difference from this side to this side. Maybe it's just me. Maybe you can't see it. I don't know. That could be crazy. Crazy. Maybe I'll get some shading in today and not just spend an hour and a half base coating. Yes. If I'm painting metal models or D&D models, it's metal models, the paint chips. D&D models, people don't handle them as well and take care of them as well as their Warhammer. I will do 1 coat of Tester's Gloss Coat, and I will do 2 coats of Tester's Dull Coat. If I'm just doing most plastic Warhammer figures, then 2 coats of the Dull Coat seems to do the job. I really like the Tester's Dull Coat a lot, because I think it actually makes my paint job look better afterwards. I feel like it intensifies the colors. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that for the donation. That was my first one, actually. Much, much appreciated. We keep making changes to the studio, ordering more equipment, so that's great. What was I talking about? Varnishing? Yeah. I think the Dull Coat is amazing. Yeah, I paint for Immortals Inc. and the donations, we have an agreement on how those work between both of us. I think we split them so that they can keep making the studio better and I can keep painting, if that's what you were mentioning. Hi, Mom. That's my mom. How's it going today? Oh, it's broken. Okay. I'm sorry. I think I misunderstood your message. I will bring that to their attention after the stream. Oh shoot. In case anyone's wondering, this is being streamed on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook at the same time. So I can see everyone's chats combined, but I don't think you can see chats from other platforms. Thank you, Mom. I'll paint something for you one day. Just tell me what you want. Oh, I forgot the pink up here. Oh well. Man. I don't know why I thought painting a large model was such a great idea. I'll try to keep you guys entertained with chat. Well. Has anyone here gotten into Kill Team? We've been talking about getting into it. But it's so hard to get into new games when there's so many other games that I'm already involved in. But I want it. I'm interested just because, you know, it comes with cult models. So I may just have to. Do I can see fine. I have a magnifying glass at home, but I can really see everything just a-okay. I don't know how long that'll last, but they sell magnifying headlamps that you can wear. But I just feel like that sounds uncomfortable. Oh, awesome. I haven't looked into it at all. I only want it because of the cult models, and you know, playing a skirmish game sounds nice instead of devoting 3 hours of my time to a 40k or a Sigmar game. My games are not fast. Yeah, there has been very few times that I need magnification. Even when I'm doing eyes and faces. So I'm just kind of working through the second base coat here of XV88. It's looking real solid. I'm going to go in with that violet to show you guys how it will work with this color. I don't know how I'm going to apply it yet. I think I'm going to take Druchii Violet and thin it down a whole bunch and see what happens. Because I definitely don't want to use that at full, at its full consistency, so it would probably just make my model purple. Which is my favorite color, and I tend to paint everything purple, but not this. It's 122. In case there's any new viewers since I last said it, next week I'm doing an extended stream time because I have the day off of work. So definitely tune in. We can get a lot more done than I normally get done. Though I'm having fun with this guy, I might accidentally go over time. I am putting purple in him, but not all the way. I am going to do his shadows in purple. I think it'll really make his skin look more alien-like. You know, having weird shadows and highlight colors. So. Oh wow, that's cool. I like that it's detailed. I didn't want something that was going to be, you know, boring and oversimplified. We'll probably pick it up soon. I really like the terrain that comes with it. It's another reason I want it. Immortals Inc. It's in Rocky River where I'm at. They're fully stocked on Kill Team right now. So. Alright. So I'll give you a nice little. There we go. Nice and bright. Let me try to adjust this light some. There. My mustard alien. Alright. So that's not dry everywhere. So I can't really add that purple in until it's dry everywhere. Let's find something else to do for the time being. Like maybe doing those vent areas, making those look clean. So I'll probably end up putting the purple in there too. Or maybe put purple in here and I'll put blue in there and they'll, or tie them both in purple. We'll see. I sound like a mad scientist. So I'm just cleaning up this blue. I want to be able to add that purple shade basically all over. And since it'll be thin, once I do it all over, I'll add it to the recesses only again to make those shadows more intense. I'm really liking these colors now. I'm glad I chose to do the blue down the back and the tail now. It's looking sharp. Wouldn't have looked the same with the green. Yeah. We got 2 new followers. Sorry, they were an hour ago. 2 new followers, Oberon86, thank you if you're still watching. And then, is it Boart the Phoenix? You've been chit-chatting a lot and watching. Thank you, I appreciate it. Now, where he's touching his head right here, I want to wet blend in a little bit of white, like he's using one of his psyching abilities or psyker abilities. So let me get some of that out. While I have the blue out already, might as well. Ooh. That did not mix well. Oh well. Forgot to change my water. From my metal paint, metallic paint. So I'm just gonna do kind of what I call a lazy wet blend. Just gonna add where I want it to be white and focusing on the middle, and then softening the edges with blue. And it's pooling a lot, and I don't want that. I just have to let it dry. Let's put some paint over these because I don't have a wet palette. Alright. Now I'm going to go back in with this iron rack skin. These are smaller, so I'm actually going to get a nicer brush out for these. This is a size 2 by Broken Toad. Alright. Sorry, my phone keeps like vibrating. Just silly emails, nothing important. So I think I got most of those. I guess I got what I wanted. Let's go back and figure out this white and blue nonsense that's going on over here. I think I thinned out the white just a little too much. Now that it's had some time to dry a little bit. So now I'm going in the little brain wrinkles with the blue. I'm just trying my best to make it look like kinda, if you look at the box art for this guy, you'll kinda see what I'm trying to do. So there's a close-up of that for now. Like he's just using his powers. Alright. Let's start going in with some of that purple. And then while that's drying, I'm going to touch up the pink and go from there. So I'm going to make this purple here, Druchii Violet. Now, I used this I think a week or two before my last stream, and I mixed Lamian medium with it. When it dried white. So I hope that doesn't happen again. I don't know if I used too much medium or what happened, but it was horrible. And I had to touch everything up. So I'm going to give it another go. I was worried it had something to do with the humidity, or if I used too much medium, or maybe it wasn't mixed well enough. I don't know. It has been pretty awful paint weather lately. I haven't been painting as much at home. This week has been nice and cool, but like last week it was just hot and humid and my paint wasn't having it. So here's what I got here. It's still, you know, pretty solid, but you can see it's much more transparent now. So I'm gonna do this all over at first, and then I'm gonna go in and do the deeper areas later on after it dries. I don't want it to pool anywhere really badly. I'm almost treating it like a glaze. I just want to add some definition to this color. I might end up doing the deep shadows in a really dark brown instead. So that way you've got your purple shadows and then your really dark brown deep shadows. Shading is something I really like to mess with. I always am trying different combinations. So here you can see it on his leg. It's already added a lot. I'm just making sure it's not pooling. And I'm gonna go to the other leg. When you mix the shades with the medium, it helps them out a lot. They stick better, as if you're working with a glaze, and they pool less. I don't know the technical terms. I'm no paint scientist. Thank you. I appreciate it. I was really scared that it wasn't going to turn out decent, because I've only tested my scheme once, and it was yesterday. This is what you guys voted for. If this is your first time, following me or watching my stream or anything, every other model I'm gonna have my followers vote for what they want to see me paint, and then the models in between that are just ones that I pick. I missed a few spots over here. I wasn't very neat, but yeah. Thank you. So here's a good difference of what you're seeing between the lower half and the top half, and what that purple is doing to it. It was about a 1:1 ratio of medium and Druchii violet. I'm letting it go inside those vents too. 'Cause it ties it in. Makes it, pulls it all together. What do we got? We got 1:42. I will be ending this stream around 2 so that I could head into work and do that for the next 10 hours of my life. I think I'm gonna add this into his brain wrinkles too. I'll probably end up mixing some red in there as well. Brain wrinkles. Term of the day. I'm gonna have to make some more of this mixture. Definitely want to make sure it fills in his face. His face is real nasty looking. So you can see how dark that is. That's why I've thinned it out. I also think that when you thin it out, it doesn't stain the model as much. Sometimes I feel like the shades stain it. If you guys understand what I'm getting at. Because I don't. I'm trying to figure out a way to word it. Like when you thin it, you still see that XV88 underneath pretty well. But if I didn't thin it, it probably would just look purple. And it would, sometimes the shades dry really spotty. And it doesn't seem to do that when you mix in the medium. One of my favorite things to do is just experiment different ways to create shadows in my pieces. Tint! That's the word I want. Thank you. It's been a long week. It's really funny. After my stream last week, I had to go into work. Obviously, that's not the point. We had to do our annual color and reading test. So I work in manufacturing, so they want to make sure we know how to read and can tell what colors are colors. Me, I just come in, just finished up my stream, and I answered my color test wrong. All we had to do was point at something and say it was green, and point at something else and say it was red. And I messed that up. It was horrible. It was embarrassing. I was like, well, I guess I should give up painting. I don't even know what colors are anymore. I'm almost done applying this Druchii Violet. Now I'm just trying to find places that I missed with it. I think I got everything. I'm trying to look for any ugly pools. It's hard to fix a pool after it's been sitting for a few seconds, which is what I just did here. You can't really see it, but it was ugly. It was ugly. I'll fix it later. I'm also trying to add some extra purple around these little, like, wart things that he's got growing on him to make them look more blemish-like. So I want them to be dark around there. But I think I'm done. So that was fun. Alright. I'll do a little spin around for you. That's him. No, I do not own an airbrush. My life would probably be easier if I did. Alright. I am going to do a thing. I forgot a spot. Just like I said, I thought I was done. What's the difference when you apply it with an airbrush? I'm going to start touching up the Screamer pink, and that'll probably take us to the end of today. So I'm sorry you didn't get to see anything super cool, but that's what happens when you start a new project, I guess. Next week will be, now that we did all the prep work, it's time for the fun stuff. His tongue has a mouth. It's funny. See that? His tongue can bite you. Gotta amuse myself sometimes. Oh, awesome. Yeah, you know, I really want to get into airbrushing. I did it in high school, so I know, the basics in cleaning, but I never used it for, miniature application, just for on paper. Anyway, I live in a small apartment, and I'm worried about, clutter and making room for yet another painting and hobby related thing. My plans to get into a house next year, and then that's when I think I'll pull the trigger on an airbrush. But now I feel like I don't have space for another hobby thing. I think I really want to use one for priming and technical stuff like priming and varnishing. So I'm tired of relying on the weather to do that stuff. And I want to get away from spray cans because they're not very healthy and good for the environment. So one day. I also don't think there's a Hobby Lobby near me. Believe it or not. So, we basically got all the cleaning done. Clean up, basing, pink, brain, pinky in the brain. While all that's drying, I don't want to mess with it too much right now. So I'm just gonna start painting some of this silly stuff on the bottom here, like these skulls, this helmet. Actually, I think I'm gonna do something different. Scratch everything. Switch to my metal water. I'm gonna start putting the brass on this sewer pipe. Just to eat up a few minutes of today. I want it on these rings that go around it. And that's about it. The valve I'm gonna paint red and make, look all weathered and dusty. Oh, that's cool. I think... I'm sorry, I'm having the Iwata Eclipse, I think, is that the one that I see a lot of people recommending? Oh, I missed some pink here. Hold on. How did I miss that? Crazy. This is, by the way, Runelord Brass. I'm just being careful getting on these rings around the sewer. Okay. Thank you. I'll probably look into one. Do you use like a spray booth that has sorry, I really can't think today. One with ventilation. I think I've seen the ones that have like the fans on the back of them and stuff like that. So I would probably need that. Alright, so there's, the rings painted. Oh, I'm gonna give these, oh wait, it's 2 o'clock. Okay, never mind. I was gonna start locking in the color for the spider webs, but that's a last minute touch thing. So, thank you everyone for tuning in. There's been a lot of good chat, which is awesome, because the last thing I want is to stream in silence and have nothing to talk about. So thank you. Thank you again, David Michael Bennett, for your donation. And thank you for the 2 new followers I got today. I'll be back next week. Remember, next week I am doing an extended stream. Instead of until 2, I'll probably do an extra hour to an hour and a half. So I'll see you guys next week. I will post pictures on my page of this guy so you can see some shots of the progress that was made. Alright? Thank you. Have a good day. See you later.